Hi, I'm a dumb American, and this is why your sport sucks. Soccer edition. And I know exactly what you're thinking. Are you wearing pants? Yes, I'm wearing pants. Also, who the hell do you think you are? Well, I'm an English professor with a degree in screenwriting. So if I'm an expert in anything, it's storytelling. What are sports but emergent story? As a scholar of the narrative form, I shall now elucidate the hows and the whys of soccer's essence and how it's dumb and bad and you should feel bad.
The thing I really love about soccer, here I'll show you, here's a clip. Watch the little really exciting play. This is so exciting. Oh, sniper got him. I just love how they've incorporated a sniper into every game. Oh, got that guy too. Soccer is a bunch of flopping little bitches acting like they just got struck by lightning, or that their bones are made out of whatever the stuff is in the inside of flashlights. Sports are for gladiators. We want to be in their tribe. They're in our tribe. Oh yeah, rub some dirt on it. You know, oh, he's tough. You know, guys like Mean Joe Green and J.J. Watt and Scott Player and Kenny Powers and Greg Maddux. What the f is this shit? You look up to these people? Are you f***ing kidding me? Is the World Cup trophy also a Tony Award for acting, live theater? And while we call this behavior flopping little bitch disease, they call it simulation. Because it's a Baudrillardian sport. See, I told you I'm an English professor.
The World Cup is not a cup. You know what really accepts my bladder? Shootouts are f***ing awful. You guys are idiots.
If you weren't used to this, this would look silly. The goal, enormous. The kicker, so close. The goalie has to guess. I mean, look at this. Look at the athleticism in play. He's going to react. He's going to go, up. He jumped the wrong way. Oops. He's guessing. This is what? Like, what are we doing? Why don't we just flip a coin or play rock, paper, scissors? Ooh. You could do Russian roulette. That would be a way to end it. And you think, you know, loser. No. You catch the bullet. That means you win. It's like an Aztec thing.
MLS had cool shootouts. Why don't you just copy that, you dum-dums? Or play sudden death OT forever. What's that? They'll die of exhaustion? Oh no, that would be so boring to watch. A bunch of Europeans dying? World War II? Hello? Amazing television. And I know shootouts can be very tense and exciting and nerve-wracking, but it's because you're invested in the outcome of the game. So no matter how the game's decided, it'll be tense and nerve-wracking and exciting. If we ended the NBA Finals with a free throw contest, it'd be a really exciting free throw contest. I just don't think that's a good way to do it. In the Stanley Cup Finals, best of 7 series, and we could be going to sudden deaths at the end of all these overtime soccer, or the World Cup Final. We're gonna rock, paper, scissors for this. Fucking fantastic. But in soccer, we can't do overtime after overtime. They'd get too tired. Open the game up a little bit. Go to 10v10, 9v9, 8v8, and maybe it gets down to 1v1, full court 1v1. That would be interesting. Oh, you can't go 8v8. You can't do 4v4. What is that? It'll ruin the purity of soccer. Can you imagine ruining the purity of a sport any more than this fucking bullshit? Are you fucking kidding me?
If my dog looks a little bit out of it, it's because she got fixed today. Unlike soccer.
Tell me I'm wrong in the comments. I'm not, but I like to be told that I'm bad. Here's the part of the video where I make fun of the league or the president of it or whatever, but it's FIFA. Like, holy feet. Do I have to say anything? I mean, I wrote a bunch, so I will. Of course, cities are stupid. They spend your tax dollars on nonsense because politicians want to hang out with Messi and take their photo instead of doing things that are smart. So the city ends up paying for this stadium that no one's using anymore 20 years later for some sporting events, some old Olympics, whatever. But FIFA does something a little bit worse than that. In Kansas City, we don't have jails, apparently. We didn't have any jails. But FIFA was like, hey, you need to have jails because of the hooliganism. And so they told Kansas City, you got to build a jail. So we spent $22 million to build a temporary jail. That's not finished. Look how rusty these are. What the f? There's price gouging and then the dynamic pricing and then FIFA just lying about where the seats are. But hey, at least the city and the state get all that sales tax money, right? Right? When they were negotiating with Chicago was like, hey, there's a thing in the contract that says you could make us put a dome over Soldier Field. Take that out. And FIFA was like, we don't want to take it out. And they're like, well, we're not building a dome. And they're like, well, we probably won't exercise that clause. And it's like, so take it out. And we don't want to. So Chicago told them to go f themselves, which is why Chicago's great. When they were negotiating with Los Angeles, the LA people were like, so we're paying for this and we're paying for that and we're paying. What do we get out of it? And FIFA told Los Angeles, California that it would put them on the map. But hey, Kansas City is going to make all that money back because we're allowing 16 bars to stay open until 5 a.m. So I'm going to go at 5 a.m., find all the soccer hooligans stumbling drunk out of a bar and tell them the soccer sucks. So I'm here on location at almost 5 a.m. I picked one of the 16 bars. This is the Power and Light District. That's a whole bunch of gunshots. People are running. Like, they're running towards the gunshots, to be clear. Anyway, I'm out here in front of Howl at the Moon, one of the 16 bars. The Dutch Army was just here a few hours ago. And Howl at the Moon is closed. Here comes the car that just did that drive-by shooting. Here we go. There he goes. Anyway, I got up at 4 a.m. to be outside of a bar at 4:30 to interview soccer fans, the Dutch, hopefully, but the Dutch are apparently gone. Closed bar. All right, I found a bar that's open at 4:45 in the morning. A lot of soccer fans, I guess. I'm gonna go tell them soccer's dumb. Anyway. How do you like the new liquor law? I know. Kicking it. Get the f off the patio. This is where it's at.
I could be a jackass.
Okay.
I just got a new addiction to soccer.
It's actually called football.
But Kansas City, in 2 weeks, you out of here, bitch.
You gotta leave. You don't gotta go home, but you can't stay here.
Can't stay here.
It's closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Let's get both of us in frame. That'll be easy. How tall are you?
7 foot.
7 foot.
It'll be mustache.
Thank you.
No way you guys hop on place right now. I'm not. No.
Are we about to witness a few accidents?
Yes, sir.
Hands off. Shot. Oh, there we go. That's some good soccer. A sport where you can't use your hands seems like wrong for humans. I mean, like, put it another way. If we cut off Messi's hands, is he better at soccer? Because he weighs less, and now he could jog farther, slower, and more efficiently because he weighs less. He's better now. Is that a good idea for a sport? If having your arms chopped off makes you better at a sport, I think that's a bad sign. Or that it was just designed by the makers of WikiFeet. I don't know. Am I in there? What's it gonna take for me to get on WikiFeet? The clock is dumb.
Soccer can't figure out the most basic of storytelling techniques. The ticking clock, the deadline, the buzzer beater. No. We're gonna go out of our way to have the most unique, weird clock in history just so that we can ensure there will never be a buzzer beater. We don't want buzzer beaters. It's for Americans and action movies. This is a civilized game that shan't end until the referee deems it appropriate. Drags on cigarette in French. It's impossible to have a buzzer beater. It's impossible to be saved by the bell. And if we go to overtime, ooh, sudden death, maybe a walk-off goal. No, if you score, we're gonna keep playing the most defensive, boring soccer imaginable until the clock plus the referee's vibe say, I guess we've had enough. The referee's bored enough. He wants to go home now.
The name, soccer.
It's actually called football.
Americans didn't name it soccer. That was the Brits. They had association football. They had rugby football. So they shortened it to ruggers and soccer. Soccer, play a bit of the soccer. Here's my English accent. You want some tea and strumpets and play a bit of the ruggers? Or go steal an Egyptian artifact and then play a bit of the soccer? So if the Brits had association football and rugby football and American football, they'd have been soccer, ruggers, and merca. Why do they even call it football? You don't kick it very much. They should call it hand egg. Okay, it's because you played on foot. You're running around on your feet most of the time. Even if we'd have called it American hand egg, the Brits would have shortened that to Yankee handy. You know, get the boys together, play a little Yankee handy, and then bum me a f***, governor.
Turn to page 4 of the syllabus because it's time to talk about the Vonnegut factor. AKA the shape of stories, because stories have shapes. I'm an English professor. I studied story itself. And all sports are obviously scripted. This here is a win probability chart. Look at that. That's the shape of the story of the game. In some sports, you can tune in for the last 10 minutes because who the fuck cares if you're up by 1 at halftime of an NBA game? The line just wiggles up and down a little bit and until the last few minutes while it swings. For soccer, it jumps instantly when goals are scored. And other than that, it barely wiggles at all. And then it just kind of a little slant as the time ticks up, as the sand goes back up into the hourglass. In other words, did anything that happened along this line actually matter? Not really. But if you look at American football, there's things all over the place, like the stock market on White Girl Wednesday. What are all these jagged lines? They don't score that often. Oh, it's 3rd and 12. You're probably not scoring on this. Oh, you converted it. Oh, okay. 1st and 10. Your drive's going well. Oh, you took a huge sack to the face. Jagged lines up and down. That play really mattered. Oh, that's going to matter later. Oh, whoa. See, in soccer, scoring a goal requires maintaining possession and matriculating the ball down the field. Okay, but there's a turnover. Oh, that's impactful, right? Well, it pales in comparison to a turnover in the game of Yankee Handy, you know what I'm saying? Where each team gets something like 10 possessions in a game. In soccer, how many possessions does each team get? 100? And apparently it's becoming a strategy that at the start of a half, the team who starts with the ball in midfield just boots it out of bounds to the other team. Just they intentionally turn it over. Like, what are we doing? Imagine this. In American Yankee Handy, you get the ball at the 50-yard line and you could just be on offense, but instead you decide to punt it because you'd rather have a touchback to the other team than just have the ball at the 50-yard line. That's how unimportant possession is in soccer. I found this story about this dude, a soccer player, who had 45 turnovers in one game. What in the Jameis Winston are we doing?
I'm gonna do the switcheroo.
You can see on an NFL chart the importance of turnovers. I mean, look, the long buildup of a long drive. Oh, pick 6. Look at that. In soccer, so much skill, moments, nice dribble, creative, inspired pass. Oh, we moved it down. We spilled my beer. Oh my God, this is great. And then, the defense booted it the fuck away. Is that even in the, Woody's drinking beer. Woody knocked over my beer with a football and is now drinking beer. The end result of one of these nice little drives in soccer is no different than if they just booted it down and then booted it back. It's no feet different. No, I'm talking with my beer. Woody's just after my beer right now. Why? Because if you have 100 possessions in a game, it's not a big deal, as opposed to 10. Oh my God, well look, it's important. Every possession matters. It's almost like if you play 162 games, well, it don't matter that much. Look at this beauty. I can tell you what many of these spikes are from memory. And I'm not even talking scoring plays. I'm talking like big pass, catch, fumble, turnover the next play. Oh my God, another fumble. And then 4th and 10, will they convert? Block extra point. I know what those are. Now you show me the win probability chart on a soccer game. Anybody know what happened here? What was that memorable play? Big, exciting, memorable play that mattered. The guy fell down, pretended to be hurt. I don't know. Who's your favorite Ninja Turtle? Mine's Atletico Madrid. I just Googled bitchiest turtling team. That's what came up. Because this section is about turtle power.
In this particular sport or athletic endeavor, can a winning team turtle up like Mitch McConnell and just never die? In soccer, the answer is, oh my God, did I just curse Mitch McConnell? Is he going to be dead by the time this comes out? I've just finished a longitudinal study in which I personally watched 20,000 sporting events and put all that data into this Jello computer, and now I will consult it for an AI overview.
I call it the turtle brain dominance instrument.
In baseball, 100, because they take turns. You can't turtle up, but that's bad. 100 is bad. You want to be in the middle. Soccer, I give a 5 out of 100, in that you can turtle up so much, and it's so boring to watch. The only sport I could think of that's worse is whatever the hell this cycling thing is. Competitive thigh maxing. Basketball, I give an 85 because you can maintain possession a little bit, control the pace a little bit, but then we empower the losing team to commit foul. It's smart for them to commit penalties, and then the end of the game takes an hour to do 6 minutes. It's like, hey, basketball, if it's smart to break the rules, your rules are dumb. Should I do another video? The same reason it's smart for soccer players to do this, because you look like Zoidberg at a grass buffet, and there's no repercussions whatsoever. That's fine. American football, I give a 60 on the Turtle Index. It's not the perfect 50. Okay. Hockey, I give a 40. So which side do you want to go on? A little more control, a little more turtle, or a little less? Okay. You can, in hockey, pull the goalie, and then you get a 6 on 5, and maybe you could scrunch up a scrappy goal, or it can be an empty net goal. Soccer, you don't have this. Even if you did pull the goalie, 12 on 11 isn't as impactful as 6 on 5. Hockey's better than you. Shut up. I saw this on Reddit about the wonders of soccer.
Quote, if the two best teams to ever exist play against each other, the match should end 0-0. The opponent being able to score means there was an error in defense. The two greatest teams of all time play is 0-0 draw. If that's how the sport works, no problem. That's what Kind of sounds like your sport is broken and garbage. Sometimes the offense is so good that you just can't stop it. You know, like maybe Matt Stafford throwing a piss missile to a transformer and like, well, there's no defense for the perfect pass. I don't care who's out there. What are they supposed to do? Run away so that they're technically offside? In response to Americans thinking it's too low scoring and boring because Americans are all dumb and impatient, I go, okay, that's largely true, but I'm not one of those. Are you saying that this English professor is impatient?
Why do I think?
Why do Americans not like soccer?
Because they don't score enough goals. Americans are about more and more and more. And so if they like quality, they would like soccer. But they like quantity.
Quote, the low score means the games can stay exciting until the end. If it was 3-0 at halftime, the second half would have no excitement whatsoever. I think that's because you're used to a shit turtle index sport where you can't come back. Try this one out, soccer. 24-0, second quarter. Who was ahead at halftime? If it's not a bitch McConnell-ass sport, then, you know, comebacks happen. So who do you think won this game? And who do you think won this game? And who do you think won this game? And who do you think... Now, who do you think won this game? And who do you think won this game? Now let's look at the last 12 World Cup finals, and you tell me.
Did they have a comeback win? 78, Argentina scored first, held on to win. 82, Italy scored first, held on to win. 86, Argentina scored first, held on to win. 90, West Germany, 1-0. 94, we broke the pattern. Was it a comeback? No, it was a 0-0 draw that they resolved with penalty. Rock, paper, scissors. Cool. 98, France, 3-0. 02, Brazil, 2-0. 06, 1-1. A heroic comeback draw. 2010, 1-0. 2014, 1-0. 2018, France scored first, held on to win. 2022, 3-3. Oh, high scoring, heroic draw. 2026, will it be the year of the comeback? I hear Kim Kardashian's dating Lewis Hamilton. Everyone loves a comeback story. Well, that's just a small sample size. Oh, okay. Let's go to the Women's World Cup, because after all, people can be women too. 2023, Spain 1-0. 2019, US 2-0. 15, US 5-2. No, it wasn't a comeback. 2011, Japan 2-2 draw. A comeback draw. Hilarious. 07, Germany 2-0. 03, Germany did it. What? A comeback win without penalties? A win. 99, maybe things are looking up for soccer. Maybe I was wrong. It was a 0-0 draw. Oh my God. 95, Norway 2, Germany 0. And in 91, US scored first, held on to win. That's 9 Women's World Cups, all of them. The last 12 Men's World Cups. 21 World Cup finals in a row. 1 comeback win. Now that's turtle power. But let's try another sport, any random sport, maybe American football. 7 of the last 10 Super Bowls were technically comebacks. If you want to say second half, they had to come back in the second half. 6 of the last 10 Super Bowls are comeback wins. In the last 21 World Cup finals, 1.
The card system is dumb.
You did something bad. Yellow card. What's the penalty? Nothing really. But do it again, and the penalty is the other team goes on power play for the entire rest of the game. It could be a 1-minute power play. It could be a 90-minute power play. Yeah, either way. There's no middle ground. What do we do? Okay, it's like, imagine a kindergarten teacher has 2 punishments. 1, at snack time, instead of 20 Skittles, you get 19 Skittles. If you do it again, though, I cut off a finger. This episode brought to you by Skittles. Gargle the rainbow. Is that weird? Soccer really loves giving power plays, but doesn't want to call them that. That would be too American. We can't have a ticking clock or a power play. He was sent off. So what happens really once somebody commits a first yellow card? Those refs don't really want to cut off their finger with the second yellow card, so now they can get away with a lot of shit. And then it's like, all right, well, how much can you get away with before they're like, no, really, I'm going to give you the second yellow. And then, so there's proposals. I'm not the only soccer fans. Soccer people are like, we should have an orange card. We should have, maybe you can get sent off for 5 minutes. Kind of sounds like you're doing hockey. Hockey will give a guy a 5-minute penalty for butt ending. And you're really out here saying soccer's better. But hey, did you just see in the World Cup, they're cracking down on those flopping little bitch boys. The dude flopped, and the guy who didn't touch him got a yellow card, but then they did a replay, and they said, no, he didn't. He flopped. He simulated. It's Baudrillardi. So we're going to give a yellow card to the guy who flopped. I'm sure that'll deter everyone from doing that anymore. Oh, there's not going to be any more flopping the rest of the World Cup.
I reported that weeks ago thinking I could cut to another flop later, but I didn't imagine it would be this perfect. Swiss player Embolo got a yellow card for a foul. It was a foul, but the dude he fouled acted like he got stabbed in the taint. It was a little much. Then later, Embolo, having seen his opponent flop like a little bitch and get rewarded for it, tried it himself, just poorly. The opponent got a yellow, but then they did the VAR, so that yellow automatically flips back to him. He gets a second yellow, kicked out of the World Cup. Side note, I love that when they review to see if you flopped like a bitch, they call it mistaken identity. Why'd you get kicked out of the World Cup? Mistaken identity. And this is a big controversy. Why? Because when it's a VAR, it's an automatic Uno reverse card. When a real ref wouldn't have given him the second yellow, wouldn't have, you know, it's the whole finger skittle conundrum. If this was another player and not the one guy getting his second yellow, the punishment would be basically nothing, right? Like, put it another way. If you do 2 yellow card worthy things as a team, but they're both by the same dude, the punishment is like infinite power play rest of the game. But if you did 11 yellow card worthy offenses as a team, but you spread them out evenly, no punishment whatsoever. Sharing is what matters. See, I knew this was a way to sneak socialism into America. And I've seen soccer fans saying that Argentina is just better at flopping, and it's like a tactical strategy because he flopped too much. Because then it was a yellow, and then it was reviewed. So if you flop but not too much, then it won't be reviewed. Oh my, it's, you know. So part of the game is acting, but not overacting. And if you're only going to punish flopping occasionally, and then you're only going to give them a yellow card, they're going to keep doing it. You guys have not deterred it yet. Cut to World Cup final. Here's some flops, probably.
They know how to play with the ref. They know how to fall. Mbappe, how many times was on the floor last time? Every game with every striker. Even if they know that something bad can happen to them, but it's kind of a reflex.
No, better yet, I got it. We got a doctor on site. We have him watch the replay, but we mask out the player, and you can't see the other players. You can't see the field, nothing. You just see the guy going like, oh, I got stabbed in the taint. The doctor says, yeah, this guy definitely needs to sit out at least, I don't know, 5 minutes for observation or like a month. That's how long you're out. You make it look like you get a career-ending injury. Guess what? It is. This doctor, by the way, brought to you by ESPN Bet and Blue Chew. Bet hard.
Hey, you guys like Messi? Want me to ruin him for you? Messi takes money to promote AI art, but in his defense, you know, he needed more money.
In conclusion, to make soccer better, here's what you do. Infinite subs. Everyone goes hard all the time. We add refs. We stop fucking flopping bullshit. We have a ref doctor who just looks at like how hurt you pretended to be and then bans you for that long. Give everyone a weapon. A good, like someone with reach. Really long one. They can fight all the time and we're like, okay, cool, buddy, for a few minutes. Give everyone a knife. No, 2 knives, and then strap them to their feet. And then we make gay romance be like a big thing. A lot of gay romance about the sport. And I know what you're thinking, this sounds maybe too hot. And that's why we put the whole thing on ice. Tune in next time. That's right, this is a 2-parter. I'm going to address shit soccer fans say. I'm going to examine the discourse, the awful, tribalistic, terrible discourse about the beautiful sport.
That's why football is beautiful, but it's awful.
Echt trots op them. Yo, what's up? How are you doing? Are you a YouTuber?
I discovered there's a Swiss soccer team called Young Boys, and then there's a Portuguese team called Sporting C, and then another letter after that. And I was like, have they ever played each other? And they have. I'm going to turn this soccer game on. I'm going to watch it until I fall asleep.
For Young Boys to try and pull off what would have been an upset.